In no shape or form is this legal advice. This is just simply how I bought a motorcycle and had plates on it in Mexico. Let's get into the video. Beau here, and welcome to my channel. How did I buy a motorcycle in Mexico? So first things first is to buy a motorcycle, you need to figure out where you're going to buy it from. You have two options here. You can either go the new route, which is pretty simple. You can go to the Honda dealership, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Finto, Italica, or you can even buy one at Walmart here in Mexico. Or the other route, which is used, which is the route I actually went through. And with buying used, there's multiple places that you can buy it. You can buy it from Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. There's like groups on Facebook of people that live in Puerto Escondido, live in Guadalajara, live in the Yucatan, that are expats that are selling their stuff before they leave. Or you can go the route that I did, which was actually walk into a rental dealership and just say, hey, I want to buy a bike. Do you guys have any bikes for sale? And luckily the guy I talked to did, and he sold me my Italica 150 2018, I think, motorbike for $650 USD. Number two is you need to check out this bike. If you're buying new, it's pretty simple. They pretty much have it all set out for you. You don't have to worry about proof of ownership. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. However, if you're buying used, this is where it becomes a little bit tricky, so you need a little bit of bike knowledge or a friend that can help you out. Number one is you need to make sure the bike is mechanically sound. That means take it to a mechanic, have a mechanic go through it, have a mechanic, like pay a mechanic a little bit to come with you to come look at the bike, or one of your friends that know a little bit about bikes, so they can see if it's been maintenance, they can look at the engine, see the rust, see if the seals are leaking, just simple things like that. Number two is if you're buying it used, they need to have a factura and proof of ownership. That's extremely crucial because bikes get stolen in Mexico and are resold to foreigners just like me and you may not have the knowledge to be able to 100% tell that bike is theirs. And that's one of those deals, proof of ownership. It could be a receipt of them buying it, like with the actual receipt. It could be, mine actually came with the previous owner's receipt, so I'm the third owner of this bike. And a factura is basically like the title for the bike. Last but not least, whenever you buy the bike, you're gonna need a carta responsive, which is basically like a bill of sale in the States. It's basically a bill of sale for a vehicle. You can Google it, you'll be able to find the sheet in Spanish to be able to fill out, sign, and you will take that to the DMV so you can get the plates put on your motorcycle. I hope you enjoyed that beautiful drone footage of Zipilite, but let's jump right in to number three. Number three is plates. That's the next thing that's gonna be on your list, and this is where it gets tricky. So, in Oaxaca, where I am right now in Puerto Escondido, you have to be a resident to be able to get a CURP, which is basically just a number for the government, okay? You have to be a legal resident. And you cannot get your motorcycle tagged or get plates on it without that CURP number. So you basically have to be a resident to get your motorcycle tag or plate. However, there are some states in Mexico that do not require it. Guerrero, actually does not require you have that CURP number. So you can actually go to Guerrero and get plates put on your motorcycle. You need a factura and your passport. That's pretty much it from what I understand. However, from Puerto Escondido, Oaxaca to there, you're talking 14 hours. Good news is there are companies that will actually, that's what they do. That's their job, is to, you pay them pretty much twice the amount for the plates. So rather than 1,000 pesos for the plates, you may have to pay them 2,000 to 3,000 pesos for the plates on your bike and to register it with the Mexican government. And it's completely legal in Guerrero. This is a legal process to do this, okay? However, you can also go directly to Guerrero and do it. There is option number 3, and that's the option I took. Buy a bike with tags, okay? Literally, you can buy a bike with tags. As long as your tags are not expired, they can transfer that tag to you, okay? That's a big thing, is they can actually transfer the tag to you with the bill of sale and everything, and you have tags on your bike, but whenever they expire, you run into that issue of how do I renew them? So at that point, you're gonna have to pay the 2,000 to 3,000 pesos for somebody else to drive to Guerrero to tag it. You're gonna have to go to Guerrero or do your own research, figure out what states you can legally tag, get plates on your motorcycle without being a resident of Mexico. Let's wrap up this video. First thing is I bought my motorbike in Puerto Escondido. I stayed within an hour and a half of Puerto Escondido. Yes, I did go to a trip to Mazunte and Zipilite one day and drove back on my moped, but that was as far as I went, which was about an hour and a half. Number 2 is wearing your helmet's not just for safety. I mean, you do what you want. I honestly could care less. However, it does decrease the odds. I did have to go through a checkpoint one day and I was wearing a helmet, so they actually waved me through. So they're basically looking for people that aren't wearing a helmet, and if they pull you over for not wearing a helmet, chances are they're gonna check your paperwork. So if your paperwork's not 100%, wear a helmet. That decreases your odds of having issues, period, like by a long shot. And number 3 is, no matter what you do, this is a risk. You could potentially go buy a brand new bike and not be able, for some odd reason, like 1% chance, not being able to tag it. No matter what you do in life is a risk. You could buy a used bike and you go to tag it and they're like, this bike was stolen 2 months ago. So it's simply always a risk. Make sure you do your homework, make sure they have the factura, make sure they have proof of ownership. Just simple stuff like that goes a long ways. So hey, if you made it this far in this video, you need to like and subscribe to the channel. I have tons of videos on Mexico, all about Mexico, how to travel Mexico. So hey, I'll see you guys on the next upload. Beau out.
Subscribe now.